For today's group adventure, we find ourselves traveling through Germany once again. But on this rainy day, we're going to be visiting the final resting place of Nosferatu. I love how this tree kind of looks like a bat wing stretched out, doesn't it? So right now we are standing at the gate, and it doesn't look like we can drive the car back inside the cemetery. It's like a cemetery in the woods. So we have to park and go in by foot, which I think is perfect. So we're gonna take a walk up the center street right here, and it looks like it's going to like a church or a mausoleum. And our best guesstimate is Max Schreck should be over here in the woods on the right. We really have no clue. It's just a cemetery safari in the woods in Germany on a rainy, cold day. And it's beautiful. About 2 years ago, we were here in Germany and we tracked down some of the filming locations to the movie Nosferatu. And we couldn't make it over here to the Berlin area to visit the graves of Max Schreck and the director Muranu. But we're here today, and that's exactly what this video is about. So it's a perfect day for it. And oh my word, is this beautiful. Talk about a perfect time to visit a cemetery in Germany. Oh, I wish we could go inside this church. Now, of course, Nosferatu was not filmed anywhere near this cemetery, but it is quite fitting. Doesn't it look like it should belong in that world? The chapel's closed up tightly. There's absolutely no getting in. But we can walk around and take a look at it because, my gosh, this is beautiful. Very old cemetery, at least it appears so. And it's just in the middle of the woods. Trust me when I say I really wish that we could get inside this chapel, but it looks like the doors have not been opened in a very long time. I mean, over here, look at this. You can see that there's cobwebs growing in the cracks and the crevices and the doorknobs. Right? Oh, but it sure does look beautiful. All right, let's go back to finding the grave of Nosferatu. Oddly, there's not many tombstones in this cemetery, yet still, we're having a little hard time finding the final resting place of Max Schreck. Walking through this cemetery, you really have to look to find the tombstones. Some of them are covered completely, and others, the paths are a little bit more easier to get down. But they also have some old buildings like this. This one's all fenced up, there's no getting inside it. But still really eerie to look at. While we're walking through the cemetery, searching for the grave of Max Schreck, it's probably a great time to talk about who he was. So, While he was alive, those close to him said Max Schreck was, every bit of him was a loner. And he had a very unusual sense about him, from his humor to his skill and his ability to play grotesque characters. In fact, his role as Nosferatu was so well that people actually thought that that was really him. And he was a loner. He loved being out in the woods. In fact, he lived in a very off-the-grid kind of way, which is why we said this is perfect that he's buried. Well, his final resting place is out here somewhere. So we actually started coming across some tombstones hidden in the brush. You can see them dotted along the trail here. So it looks like we finally found the grave of Max Schreck. There's a little pathway that goes further into the woods. And if you look just to the left of the path, just as it gets ready to curve to the left, there's a tall and skinny tombstone. Very Nosferatu-like, isn't it? That is the final resting place, the tombstone of Max Schreck himself. Oh man, I can't believe that we were actually here. Oh wow, look at that. Max Schreck. I'm probably going to butcher this. Schauspieler? September 6th, 1879 to February 20th, 1936. The day he was born and the day he died. The day before Max Schreck died on February 20th, 1936, he was actually performing on stage in a theater piece known as The Great Inquisitor, February 19th. And he was not feeling well. And after the show, he was feeling a lot worse, and they took him to the hospital, and he ended up having a heart attack, and he died the next day. So this is his final resting place. And if I remember correctly, this is not the original tombstone. I looked around. I don't see any remnants of what used to be here. Maybe it was unmarked at one point. But this, I think, is quite fitting, especially for Nosferatu. Now, believe it or not, that's pretty much it when it comes to this cemetery. So from here, we're going to go a little further down the road to visit the grave of F.W. Muranu, the man who directed Max Schreck in Nosferatu. Another cemetery in the woods. This time we're on the search for the director of Nosferatu, the 1922 silent film, F.W. Muranu. And unlike the other cemetery that holds the final resting place of Nosferatu himself, Max Schreck, the tombstones in this cemetery, you can find them pretty easily. They're not as overgrown as the other one is. Now, if you find yourself coming to Germany to do a Nosferatu grave tour, just know that the cemetery that has the final resting place of F.W. Muranu, the director of Nosferatu, it's a pretty massive cemetery, and it's easy to get lost in here. But just know this, stay on the main road and keep going, almost to what feels like the very end. Then on the right-hand side is where you'll find the Muranu family plot. Highly recommend coming in November, early December. And this is it, F.W. Muranu, December 28th, 1888, and died March 11th, 1931. Now, sadly, he died in a car crash in California, but he's here with family. I will say that Muranu is definitely one of the greatest, if not the greatest director to come out of Germany. Definitely responsible for giving us one of the most iconic looks of the character of Dracula, Nosferatu, even if his movie was not an official movie, if you will. Bram Stoker's wife ended up suing the production company that made Nosferatu, and they had to file for bankruptcy to avoid it all. It's a whole big thing. Read up on it, it's crazy. But this is the man, F.W. Murnau. Now let's go ahead and make this tale a little bit darker. So since Murnau's death in 1931, at least 2 times that's on record, grave robbers have broken into his grave. The first time, somebody just practically destroyed his coffin. And then the second time, somebody came in and actually stole his skull. And if I'm not mistaken, his skull is still gone. It's not here. Now, the real treat to Murnau's plot is the front is absolutely beautiful. But what you really want to see is you want to go around back. We go ahead and duck down through all this. Because on the back is the entrance to the Murnau crypt. See, there's the steps. Wild, right? It's places like this that just blow my mind. Like, I cannot believe that we are standing here right now looking at the entrance to F.W. Murnau's crypt. Knowing the history of what happened here to F.W. Murnau's final resting place, from the coffin to the skull, we're not going to do anything nefarious, but the gate is open. We have to at least walk down to the door, maybe give it a knock, and see if anybody knocks back. With the rain and the wet leaves, everything's a little slippery. Just got to be very careful. So you can see that it's double doors, and then there's these little black areas, and I thought that these might have been wood or something that just prop up, knowing that people have broken in here, but it's metal. Sounds a little hollow. Don't hear anything knocking back. You know, we've been in places like this where we're standing at the entrance to a tomb or to a cavern and we hear voices. It'd be pretty wild if something either knocked or called back, right? Just listen for a moment. This is pretty wild, isn't it? Beautiful. I feel like if we came here during the summer, we wouldn't have like the same kind of love, the mystical feel to this place. Well, much respect, F.W. Murnau. Absolutely love Nosferatu. So now that we've visited the graves of Max Schreck and F.W. Murnau, Nosferatu and the director of Nosferatu, I feel like it'd be kind of nice to just kind of explore the cemetery and look at some of the different statues and buildings and tombstones that are here. This place is drop dead gorgeous. Look at this church. Looks straight out of a fairy tale, doesn't it? Oh, wow. It's causing my voice to tremble. I knew that this Norwegian-style church was here in Germany, and I wanted to come visit it, but I had no idea that it was in the same cemetery as FW Muranu. So this is like an extra special treat to us. I should also mention that this church was featured on the Netflix series Dark. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's good. A lot of these mausoleums have like a larger than life kind of feel to it. And I love that you can actually walk into some of them. Most mausoleums, they either have a door or you can at least just walk up to it, and that's pretty much about it. Oh, wow. I feel like we need to do more cemetery walks on our channel for reasons like this. Beautiful, right? And then over here on the bench, looks like there's a little angel leaning on an urn. Just sitting over here in the corner, peacefully. This place really is just a beautiful cemetery in the woods, engulfed by wilderness. It's beautiful. Aside from Muranu, the other grave that I really wanted to see was this angel right here. It's a Nordic angel. And I'm telling you what, she is hauntingly beautiful, especially after the rain. I've seen countless pictures of her, but trust me when I say this, seeing her in person, there's nothing like it. She's larger than life. At this point, you have to ask yourself, does it get any more beautiful than this? Takes your breath away. It's just something beautifully eerie about Germany and the fall leading into winter. With that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure, this time once again to Germany, tracking down the final resting place, the graves of NOSFERATU, and technically his creator, FW Murnau and Max Schreck. Until next time, happy Halloween, and boo.